If I traded it all.
Welcome to the show, everyone. As all of you know, I made it possible for you guys to talk about yourselves on the radio. And if you want to get yourself heard on Networking Arizona, just give us a call here at the station. We'll get you hooked up with me and get yourself heard on Networking Arizona. Our number here is 602-277-5369. And check me out on my website. It's Networking Arizona. It's all spelled out .net. I'm going in with my first guest, and I am so happy to have him back. He's been very, very, very busy. I have with me Ted Watkins, and he is an enrolled agent since 1978. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody why you're here today. And yeah, I know you've listened to him, and I know that you think that tax day is over. It's not. For a lot of people that haven't had him done. Go ahead.
Well, it's great to be back, Carol. I haven't been back here.
You called me the other day and said I'm having a radio fix.
Yeah, that's with radio withdrawal.
That's right.
But I haven't been on since the first week in March. So, but anyway, I have been on a lot in the past, so you may have heard me. And my name's Ted Watkins, and I'm what's called an enrolled agent before IRS. And I'm not an employee of the IRS, but I am licensed by the federal government. And so what I do is I prepare tax returns, and I also like helping people out that have tax issues. And that's one of the main reasons I keep coming on over and over again, is that I've helped lots and lots of people. And I think this is my 7th year on now.
It's over that now, I think.
Something like that. But anyway, I can help you if you haven't filed your tax returns for a while, or if you're unfortunate enough to owe the IRS taxes, then we can work with them and set up a payment plan. Or you've probably heard the ads on the radio and the TV where they talk about pennies on the dollar. And what that is, it's called the Offer and Compromise Program. And if you owe a significant amount of tax, sometimes we can offer the government a percentage, and they'll forgive the rest of what you owe. So I've been doing this since 1978, like Carol said. I've been in the Valley since 1996 now, so about 21 years here, and I had an office in California for quite a few years before that. So
you can help anyone in the United States of America.
That's right. Since I have a federal license, I can help anyone in all 50 states, as well as like Guam and Puerto Rico and those places that are part of the United States too. So you don't have to live in Arizona. All you have to do is to sign a power of attorney. It's an IRS power of attorney. You're not signing your life away. It just allows me to talk to them, and then I can help you wherever you're at in the United States.
Tell them how affordable it is.
Okay. So, first of all, my tax returns, I think, are quite affordable. Most of the time, I'm below H&R Block and Liberty and Jackson Hewitt. And I also, if you have tax issues, you'll a lot of these, what I call the national tax resolution companies, and most of them are out of L.A. or Denver and Miami. They'll ask you for anywhere between about $3,000 and I've heard as high as $18,000 up front. Now, I'm not anywhere near that. In fact, my fees aren't even anywhere near that, much less what I require up front. So all I require is $175 for the power of attorney fee. And so what I do when I file the power of attorney, then I find out exactly how many tax returns you need to file, if any. And then I also get, if you owe money to the IRS, then I get what they call account transcripts. And what that is, it's just a list of what you owe, how much you've paid, and then it comes down to a net figure that you owe. So I get those actually pretty quickly. It's one area that IRS is pretty efficient in. And I usually get those in anywhere from 1 to 3 business days, and they fax them to me so we can find out where you're at. And I have a motto that if you don't know what your problem is, then you can't solve it. So that's step 1. You have to know where you're at.
Now, step 2 is to listen up on all the giveaways that
right.
Ted likes to give out. And but here's the thing. There are a lot of people that didn't do their taxes. So that's why he's back here again, and he wants to help. And I've had to say, I don't care if you're on the show or not on the show. They hear your ads. You have helped so many people. They're always calling in. I need Ted, you know.
right.
A lot of people have heard you for a long time, but then they don't feel confident, but then all of a sudden they say, you know what, I got to do it, right?
That's right. I had one person that had been listening to me for 4 years. 4 years. Get
4
that?
years.
4 years. So anyway, he had some issues with the state of Wisconsin. And fortunately, he called me, and I was able to get, because the state of Wisconsin was getting ready to issue levies against him. So I was able to get on the phone with the state of Wisconsin and get us 60 days to get all his tax, because he did have quite a number of tax returns we had to do. And so they gave us 60 days to get all the tax returns filed. And then what I mean by they gave us 60 days, they held off on issuing any levies against his bank account or his wages for 60 days. So we were able to get all of his tax returns filed up to date, and then I negotiated a payment plan for him. But if he'd have waited much longer, he'd have woken up one day and had no money in his bank.
Well, we're going to do these giveaways, which he does a lot for everybody. First of all, you have your guide, your tax guide. And I think everybody should have that no matter what. Even if you've done your taxes, it's great to have for next year. If you haven't, we can talk a little bit about those. Also, the record retention guide. This is 4 pages long. You said the number one question that people ask you is, what should I keep and how long?
That's right.
This will tell you all of that, so you're getting that for free. And the organizer as well, you can call in here, and our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Let me tell you what he's going to do. The tax organizer, the record retention guide, where he's also going to give you a free Walmart card or a Starbucks card for working with him. Also, he goes back for the last 3 years for free for you as well. He does free consultations. He loves to help people out there and give things away. Call in here. I'm going to let you call throughout the rest of the show. Our number here again is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check him out. He's got 2 locations. One is in North Scottsdale. The other one is in North Phoenix. His website is tedwatkinsea.com, or you can call him direct at 602-363-1952 or 480-707-7670. If you didn't get it to write down, you can call in here at the station. We'll get you connected. We have a couple of minutes before we go.
Okay. Well, Carol mentioned my tax organizer, which I think is really a great tool for you. And if you go onto my website, which is tedwatkinsea.com, on the left-hand side of the homepage, it says Tax Center. You click on that, and it says Free Tax Organizer. And it's just 15 pages long, and it covers just about every type of tax situation you might have. If you own rental real estate, if you have a small business, if you use business use of your home. And then it also goes over all the itemized deductions that you're entitled to. And there's still a lot of them, and there's a lot of things that people aren't aware of. For example, a lot of people don't know that you can deduct your medical miles to the doctor, hospital, pharmacy, etc. You can also deduct to taking stuff to Goodwill or working as a volunteer in a charity. So there's a lot of things. And if you go over that, just spend a few minutes. If it doesn't apply to you, just skip over it. But I think you'll find that if you spend 10 or 15 minutes, you'll save a lot of, or get a lot of tax deductions you might not have known about.
He's also entering everyone in to win a free 2016. If you haven't done it, if you have, he'll wait till 2017. But it's a tax return. That's at least a $450 value free to you, depending on everybody's situation. Give us a call here at the station, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It's tedwatkinsea.com. So welcome back. We're talking with Ted Watkins. I know that it's Cinco de Mayo and everybody's out running to get a drink and have some fun. You can't wait to have a drink because you want to take care of all, you don't want to think about your taxes. So here's what we've got. We've got our lines open here for everyone. If you've heard Ted and you've been putting this on the fence, you haven't called in, call in. Everyone calls in for Ted somewhere or another. They're always looking for you. And he's helped a lot of people out there that are listeners. He can help anyone in not only the entire state of Arizona, but anywhere in the United States. So everyone that's listening out there, he does everything very affordable for everyone. He also gives a lot away. So we're going to let you call throughout the rest of the show for all of these things. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. 1-866-536-1100. He's been doing this since 1978. His website is tedwatkinsea.com. You can call him direct. He does free consultations. The phone number is 602-363-1952 or 480-707-7670. He has 2 locations here, but he can help anyone from anywhere. He's going to give you a free Walmart card or a Starbucks card. He's going back the last 3 years for you for free for anyone that hasn't had them done. Also, he's going to give you the tax organizer. I think the tax organizer is something that everyone should have. It's phenomenal. There are things on there that you will not believe that you can get for deductions. Also, the record retention guide. Everyone should have that. That's the number one question that he gets asked. And everyone's getting entered in to win either a business or personal tax return for either 2016 or 2017. We'll actually hold on to it as long that we have to. Again, our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Okay, I got it out.
You got it out.
Do we have any stories or anything today? I don't know.
Well, I have one story, but I also wanted to say that from now till about August 15th is a really good time to get together if you haven't done old tax returns or if you haven't done your 2016 tax return, because around the middle of August I start to get fairly busy because I have a lot of corporations and LLCs that go on extension, and then after Labor Day we get really busy because about 40% of my clients go on, my personal clients go on extension. So from now for about the next 3.5 months or so is a really good time to meet. So I would encourage everyone. I know it gets hot, but I have 2 air-conditioned offices, and I'll give you some cold bottled water. So
you're going to get a Starbucks card and a Walmart card as well.
Right. That's right. We can go have a Starbucks.
But here's the thing, too. Will you tell them what the longest time someone has waited to do their taxes?
Okay. I had one client that hadn't filed since 1982.
Wow.
And that was just about 2 or 3 years ago. Now, fortunately, the IRS didn't require us to go back to 1982. But they could have, if he had been a particularly high earner. I have actually worked on cases where I've done 20 plus years of tax returns.
That's amazing. So this is why, don't put your head in the sand. Let's get this done and get it over with. And he does it so affordably. Ted, what was the story that you want to say?
Okay. The story that I guess I had a tax client. I did actually 4. I did a New York, California, Arizona, and a federal tax return for him. And he had rental properties in all these different states. And he had also some investments in the states. And I've had him for quite a few years. But what happened to him is he owned part of an LLC in Spokane, Washington. And he didn't, he called this company and they said that there was no income coming out. And he tried and tried and tried. So finally, we had to go ahead and file his return. But what happened is we got a K-1, which is the income that's showing from this LLC. We got that on April 14th. So I just finished an amended return for him just this past week here. But I guess the moral of the story is I don't think he was talking actually to the CPA. He was talking to an office person. He probably should have followed up a little bit more to make sure that he's gotten all his K-1s, because there was enough income that came off of it that we had to file an amended return. And unfortunately, when I do 4 amended returns, I have to charge an additional fee because there's a lot more work to doing an amended return. You'd be surprised than there is just a regular return. So,
Ted, with all the people that have that you've helped, you've helped so many. You've been on the show for a long time, and so many people out there, they really procrastinate, and there's got to be a good reason. I mean, they just don't. They think they're going to owe too much, or they're going to come in and take all their belongings. What is it?
Well, yeah, it's just a natural inclination, I guess, to procrastinate. It's also nobody likes to talk to the the IRS. I mean, that's probably the biggest issue. But I had another that just brings to mind another small case I had. The guy had a property management company, and he thought he owed a bunch of taxes to IRS, and we just filed the power of attorney earlier this week. It turned out he didn't owe any payroll taxes, and he owes a little bit. He hadn't filed for the last 3 or 4 years. He owes a little bit. We just filed his 2014 return, but we found out that he's going to have losses for 2015 and 2016, which I can carry back to the 2014 return and wipe out most of his tax liability. So I think at the end of the day, he's probably going to only owe about $5,000 to $10,000, which in IRS, that's a tiny case to them.
Especially if he'd wait for so long.
Yeah.
And again, he does free consultations. You can call him direct. His phone number is 602-363-1952 or 480-707-7670. Don't forget that he can help anyone in the United States. His website is tedwatkinsea.com. His locations are North Phoenix and North Scottsdale. He's been doing it since 1978. You're going to get that free tax organizer, which everyone should have. It's an awesome, it's 15 pages long. It's like a book.
Right.
And also, you're going to get the retention guide. It's a record retention guide, and that one is 4 pages long for all the things that you need to keep and when to keep. He's going to give you a free consultation, a free Walmart card or a Starbucks card. He goes back the last, for 3 years for you for free. And also, everyone's getting entered into win an either business or personal tax return for either 2016 or 2017. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
So yeah, I just had forgotten about the 3 years that I do go back for free. So I can look at your 2014, 2015, 2016 returns and take a look and see if they were done correctly or maybe missed some deductions and so forth. And I'll tell you if they look fine and they were done correctly, then I'll tell you that. But if it looks like there's enough of a tax savings that we could get for you, we could file an amended tax returns for you. Now that you can only go back 3 years for IRS. Anything before that, I can't amend. So that's completely free to you. There's no charge at all.
Well, will you say, like right now, of course, you just finished tax season. Everybody think, well, God, why are you even here? Why are you bothering? Why don't you just go in and have a little vacation right now? Mm-hmm. But really, there's so many people out there that they are in trouble.
That's true. There's lots of people that need my help, and so that's why I only take like 2-day mini vacations a couple times when it gets super hot in the summer. But for the most part, I'm in the office all week. I usually work half a day on Saturday too. So we're here to help you, and your tax problems don't go away just because I had a tough tax season.
Hey, in terms of this too, with it being an enrolled agent, there's nothing like having an enrolled agent do your taxes for you.
Well, that's true. We concentrate solely on taxes. I mean, I do a little bit of accounting, but my whole business is strictly preparation of tax returns and helping people that have tax issues. And
don't try and do it yourself. Yep. It's not a good idea. You talk too much.
That's right. That's for sure. That's the worst thing. People volunteer too much information, and that's the worst thing you can do. I mean, you don't want to evade or avoid them, but just answer the questions and don't give them information that they don't need to know.
Well, you're not emotionally involved.
That's right. I've done this for so many years that I know a lot of the tax revenue officers and auditors. So to me, it's just, it's my job, it's my business, and I don't get emotionally involved with them. And I've had a lot of people that use 4-letter words and get all, that's the worst thing you can do, or start the tax protester arguments. They've heard all those, and they're really tired of them.
Now, we're going to keep our lines open for the rest of the show for everyone to call in. I know that it's Friday, and I know it's Cinco de Mayo, but you know what? If it's you or someone that you know, please call in. We want to get you connected with Ted. If you haven't had your taxes done, he will help you, and he does it very affordably. And he can help anyone in the United States. He has 2 locations. One is in North Scottsdale. The other one is in North Phoenix. You can check him out on his website. It's tedwatkinsea.com. He does free consultations. His phone number direct, 602 602-363-1952 or 480-707-7670. He's been doing it since 1978. You're going to get the free tax organizer. Please call and get that. Everyone should have it. The record retention guide, I think everyone should have that too. Also the Walmart card and the Starbucks card. He's going to go back 3 years for free and get entered in to win a free business or personal tax return. Call us here, 602-277-5369.